Spring in South Florida ushers in brisk winds and generally red-hot late afternoon action for sailfish and blackfin tuna. And if you time it just right, you can run back inshore to experience an incredible sunset tarpon bite. Abie Raymond and I will show the way off Miami in this World of Saltwater Fishing episode.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
You have to love springtime off Miami. Here I was with Abie Raymond, drifting with kites and deep live baits offshore with about a 20-knot wind going our way, and we started late afternoon because that's one of the keys to catching fish here during the spring.
I target everything from bass to billfish and everything in between, and I've been doing it full-time since I was 18 years old. Bouncer Smith called me. He wanted to hire me full-time, and he ended up hiring me when I was 19, and I'd been doing it full-time with Bouncer Smith. I think I did it with him 13 years full-time.
Bouncer Smith is a legendary Miami captain who recently retired after 50 years of chartering. Regardless if it was for sea trout, snook, and tarpon in Biscayne Bay, live baiting for sailfish, king mackerel, wahoo, and mahi, bottom fish, and even swordfish, he mastered them all.
The afternoon's so special because you could just get off of work, and most guys could just grab a six-pack and throw it on the boat and run out there. It's only 2.5 miles. It's the magic of Miami. It only takes you 10 minutes on a nice day to get out to the edge. You grab a couple dozen live baits on your way out from a bait boat, and you go put out a couple flat lines and a couple kite baits, and you fish till dark. It's the best hours of the day. You don't even have to fish the rest of the day.
So Abie and I were making the drifts, and we had that stiff 20-knot breeze with some gusts a little bit higher than that, but this is springtime off Miami. You get those hard spring breezes that come through, and it's also very beneficial because it blows that Gulf Stream blue water and current even that much closer to shore. I will admit that after our first couple of passes, with not so much as even a king bite when we got in shallow, I was getting a little bit nervous. Fortunately, a kite bait got eaten.
Man, he's tearing it up, George.
Well, that's what you want.
I never actually get to fight these things, George, you know?
Well, that's why I like having you here. You know, you put enough time and putting people on these fish, you deserve a little luxury yourself.
Oh, it's nice, actually. I'm having fun. Feisty. Spring female, probably full of eggs. Ready to lay them here soon.
Whoa, beautiful, baby.
Gorgeous in that light, George.
I'm gonna try to spin around a little bit.
All right. I don't know if she's quite ready to behave.
No, I don't think so either, but you got the legal release. You're on the leader.
Yeah, if it were a tournament, we'd be in the money.
I know it.
Nice boat driving.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. It's like you've done this before.
Well, same with you on the rod.
I let him eat for about 5 seconds, locked up the drag to strike, lowered my rod so I didn't tip wrap it, and started winding tight on him. It popped out of the clip, wound real fast to delete all that slack from the kite, which is real important when you're kite fishing. We got tight on him, and he started jumping all over the ocean and putting on a show. It was a pretty thing to see.
Starting to turn
There
that,
he comes, right here.
amber hue, George, like she might be ready soon.
Yep, we're good. Right here he is.
Look at those purple bars on that fish.
Yep, look at that.
It shook its bill, and out comes the circle hook, and there goes the fish, flailing a little bit, got its senses together, and boom, swam right away. What a perfect first catch. That was the encouragement we needed to get back in that zone, get the kites going again, get the deep baits. We're just starting to get hot right now.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Penn, let the battle begin. Mako, you'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine, go boldly. George, we'll be right back.
Our first catch of the afternoon was a sailfish, but it's blackfin tuna that we're after. Abie Raymond and I continue to drift live baits offshore of Miami Beach. So things are really starting to look good. The water's looking great. Tons of weed still. We still had our work cut out. It wasn't certainly just kicking back and relaxing and watching the baits. We had to really maneuver them and keep checking them to make sure they weren't loaded with seaweed.
We got back into 120 feet, and we had a screaming bite on a down rod in a transom of the boat. And George picked it up and He took out a couple nice runs, and we were both pretty sure it was a kingfish.
Felt a little tuna-like, but now it's sort of changing its attitude.
See him yet?
I think
Fighting
it's
like a king.
Yeah, got ourselves a king. Let's have a look.
Nice
yeah, we
king.
can let that guy. There we go.
Release him?
Yeah,
All right.
woke us up. And he missed that floral leader, didn't he?
There you did. You want me to let him have the hook?
Yeah,
Or get
absolutely.
the hook?
Whatever.
All right. Nice king there. All right, that
He's
works.
gone.
Good release.
And the fish came up. It was about an 8-pound schoolie kingfish, and we just released him right there boat side. It was a nice little fight, but it wasn't exactly what we were looking for still. Because George asked me, hey, you want to make another drift? Do you think we should go try for a tarpon? And I said, let's make one more drift. It was getting to that nice golden hour we were talking about later in the day. It was probably about 5:30, 5:45 p.m. We got out there, light was a little lower. We put our baits out, and downrod bent over, started screaming, and there was some jaw popping on a rod. And George said, man, I think this might be the one. This might be a big tuna. Let's see.
And it might have been around 230 some feet of water. Boom, there goes my deep rod.
But yeah,
The man in the black and gold
but
suit.
let's just see. You get surprised and thing runs out, comes up, it's a sail.
Well, we've been fooled before many times. Ooh, I hope it's him. Any tail throbbing?
It's heavy. And then we got that sinker just slide right off.
Yeah, nice removable sinker. Makes it so easy.
Might have some salad on it.
It's all right.
Boy, we look like we sit up in the Sargasso Sea. The weeds have been atrocious, haven't they?
Holy cow. That sure looks like a tuna. Big tail throb in the
I
rod
know.
tip.
One of the specialty fish of spring and May out of Miami and South Florida, huh?
Nice late afternoon tuna fish bite. As soon as that light gets low.
You got our blackfin,
Look at
Abie.
that beautiful tuna, George. Woo! Boy, oh boy, man. Nice work, buddy. Look at that sucker.
You know what? We're playing your game now. You said you want to come out. Let's start the afternoon off. Get a blackfin. So I gotta put them down.
Yeah. Yes.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by SIMRAD, 75 years of innovation in marine electronics. Rapala holds the world record for world records. Suffix, always use the best line. Starbright Boat Care Products, clean and protect. George, we'll be right back.
Literally seconds after boating our blackfin tuna, another sailfish is hooked up. How about that for a dinner and a show? I'm fishing off Miami Beach with Abie Raymond. No sooner were we crowing about this tuna and admiring it when the kite bait gets eaten. Abie runs over and he has a sail, and he's got a big sail.
I said kite bait. You're on a kite bait.
Sailfish tuna. Holy cow. You got
What,
bit
you
while we were
already hooked up?
distracted. Bloody tuna, and we got another fish on.
All right.
That's a good problem to have, George. Yep,
Oh,
nice
sailfish, baby.
Woo!
The other lines on them look like.
No, is it? No. Unless there was a flat line out, George, we're good.
All right, you think you could switch over?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the other side here.
Only if you could.
Yeah, no problem. Real easy.
Coming up.
Yeah, he's coming up a little bit, scoping up.
Well, they were right about the weather forecast and the big winds.
It sure kicked up. I'd still say he's probably 100 feet out.
Gotcha.
This sail that Abie had, sailfish or fish in general are like individuals. Some have more fight than others, and this one must have been a Larry Holmes or a Mike Tyson. This fish had the energy, and it did what these big sailfish do, which you sort of dread. You want these fish alongside the boat, near the boat, jumping, wearing themselves out. This fish did that. It made a great account of itself, but then it trucked seaward.
It's going neutral about best I could do now, huh?
That's all you can do. I'm gonna try to approach the seaweed where I can get to it, and
All
then
right.
try to shake it off.
Do you want me to motor you up on it? Or
Yeah, if you could approach it, because the line's cutting straight back that way, and the
All
fish
right, I'm
is
gonna
out there.
I gotta be careful. I know where that line's at.
All right, let's just take our time. You see
Yeah.
it now? Yeah, you can see it in the sun. The fish
I do.
is way back there somewhere.
Battling the fish through large patches of sargasso weeds on light tackle usually doesn't end well. A large clump of weeds on Abie's 20-pound line weighed it down to where it kept the sailfish at a 90-degree right angle from the rod tip. Loosening the drag, running up on the line, and shaking free the weeds with a gaff enabled us to regain a straight line to our fish.
Doing okay up there, Abie?
So, yeah, great. We're doing great.
Got
Good.
a lot of line gain?
Still got a lot of line to gain, probably. Another 150 feet or so, I'd say.
Still a ways out.
Whew. Yeah, he is. We're probably about 40, 50 feet out, George. Maybe 50, 60 feet.
My speed good for you?
Perfect, perfect. We're gaining really good right now, George. I'm just adding a little bit of thumb pressure on the leader because I'm on the leader.
This fish just fought and fought, went straight offshore and down deep, and that fish was trucking for probably a good, I would say 20, 25 minutes, just steadily moving offshore. And those females just have all the fight in them in the world. They're doing everything to protect their eggs and lay them down here so that they could be nice little 3-foot sailfish by the fall.
Oh, my starboard hat.
Oh, let's get that sailfish. 4 in the hat. It's a little breezy, Abie.
Oh, the wind in my hair, though. It feels so good.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna add a one in there. Look at that big, that's a big sail right here. Look at that beautiful.
Beautiful fish. Oh, there she goes.
All right, good one.
Oh, I could almost grab her bill right there, man. Holy cow, look at her. Oh, I could almost grab her. Oh, I could almost get her bill. Look, she's still there. I almost got her bill twice. Oh, man, that's a beautiful fish, George. Holy cow. Great fight, great battle.
That was a long one there, too.
With the sun going down over the city, it was beautiful.
And here I was, you know, we had this master list that we were gonna check off. He said, let's do the afternoon shift, come out, get ourselves a blackfin, go in, see what the tarpon are doing. And so we get a sail. Dan, I get the blackfin. There I am, proud as can be. And you got to upstage me and get the sailfish, the second sailfish.
I couldn't let you bask in the glory too long.
All right, let's get organized and then bolt on in and we'll do the night shift, huh?
Absolutely.
Abie and I congratulated each other, and just a look in our eyes, we both were on the same page. We accomplished what we set out to do here. We ended up with 2 sails, a blackfin tuna. Let's get inshore. Let's get to that tarpon spot and go from there.
George's Tackle Locker, brought to you by King Sailfish, the pioneer of catch and release mounts. Visit kingsailfish.com.
King Sailfish Mounts was originally conceived to help conserve dwindling sailfish populations due to billfish kill events and taxidermy requirements of killing fish for trophy mounts. A pioneer of the release mount concept before it was even vogue, King Sailfish has made an indelible mark on marine conservation by encouraging the release of all game fish and preserving those once-in-a-lifetime catches with a quality lifelike replica. Since its inception, King Sailfish has established itself as the leader in release mounts, specializing in the most sought-after game fish throughout the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, Caribbean, and Gulf of Mexico. King Sailfish also offers a full line of freshwater species, including largemouth bass, black crappie, regional oddities such as peacock bass, snakeheads, and clown knifefish, and cold water favorites the likes of northern pike, smallmouth bass, and rainbow trout. Check out all they have to offer at kingsailfishmounts.com.
Mercury Performance Stats, Miami, Florida. Seas, 3 to 4 feet. Power, triple Mercury VERADO 400 horsepower outboards. Props, Mercury Inertia Eco 21-inch pitches. Total miles traveled, 52. Average RPMs, 4,000. Speed, 40 miles an hour. Total fuel burned, 54 gallons. We'll be right back. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's PILAR Artesian Crafted Rum. Never a spectator. Float on. the original aluminum immersible boat trailer. King Sailfish, the pioneer of catch and release mounts. Visit kingsailfishmounts.com.
We decided to go into a spot that me and George were talking about a couple weeks previously. When we got in that Mako and cruised 45 miles an hour to the next spot, didn't take us long. We got over there, we put the baits out, and we heard a pop, and there was a feed and strike from a tarpon right behind the boat. It was 20 feet behind the motors. And we said, this is looking good, and our fishy senses started to tingle a little bit.
Where we were fishing, we were like in a lee. And it felt so beautiful because you had that nice, cool spring breeze, very low humidity, and it was like a lake. A totally stark difference than what we were going through offshore.
And we put 3 crabs out on the beam of the boat. There's the way that we fish for these tarpon, all with corks 4 to 5 feet above the bait. And we got them spread out in the holder, so there's one in the bow, one in the midship, and one in the transom.
The bow rod just took off, and it was starting to smoke, and that was music to my ears. I ran up there, grabbed that pen spinner, and there goes a tarpon.
Got him on. No, he's on.
He's on there. Nice fish, looks like.
It's getting ready to come up.
George, I'm gonna go ahead and get on top of
Yeah,
him.
I think we better get on this fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for him.
Go for him. There he comes, gonna jump now, I think. Let's get between that fish and the seawall. Maybe
Yes,
push him
sir,
deeper.
let's do it. Let's cut him off.
Come on, it looks like he's an angle up. This might be it. There he goes.
Next obstacle is approaching.
I know it.
Well, he turned left. Let's see which way he goes in relation to that marker. Is he getting way out there now,
He's
George?
starting to stretch out a little.
Ooh, nice fish. Big body, beautiful
In it.
fish.
Right here, Wolf.
Yeah, if he changes direction, you just sword fight it right back the other way. Nice
There he
fish,
is, right
George.
there.
What
There
a
he
beauty.
is.
Holy cow, what a gorgeous fish.
How about that, huh? Whoa. Woo! Oh, that's what I wanted to see.
What a beauty, holy moly.
It was rain around here, the sun went down, I'm wearing sunglasses. It got awfully depressing looking here,
I know.
other than tarpon.
Looking gloomy. Thing you had that silver lining tarpon.
Whoa, and he's gone, but that's it, he wore through, but what a
What a
heck of a
fantastic-
catch though.
Man,
Huh, was that amazing?
what a fantastic fish, George.
Man.
I gotta
so
shake your hand after that one, buddy. Great work, man.
Well, great
Holy
work on
cow.
the boat too by you, and how
Hey.
long we spent on that fish, do you think?
Gosh, man, that fish was probably on for about 40 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, very cool.
Me and George set out to have the perfect afternoon springtime bite. And we wanted sailfish, tunas, and tarpon. And we came out victorious. It was the best feeling in the world.
So here we are running from Key Biscayne all the way back up to North Miami with the city of Miami lights just beaming down in your coastal waterway. Magnified only by how good Abie and I felt to have accomplished what we set forth to do. There's just something special about that little victory ride back to the dock.
Well, fishing with George Poveromo for me was a childhood dream because I'm 32 years old. So literally, and George probably wouldn't like me to say this, but 20 years ago, I watched him on TV fishing my home waters and catching snook on top water. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world to see George Poveromo on TV fishing my hometown, consistently catching nice game fish. And when he called me to do this show, I was so honored and humbled. And then when I actually met the guy and figured out he wasn't this big shot acting celebrity, and he actually had time to talk to everyone like a human being, super down to earth and respectfully, I was really blown away because I'd seen some fishing celebrities before that were not like that. It was just two down to earth guys, and it was like nostalgia for me actually, because I was fishing with a celebrity, but felt like I was just fishing with an old buddy. So it was really great for me, cool experience.
Tutored under Bouncer Smith. Bouncer is a close personal friend of mine, and I've always said anyone who could survive working under Bouncer Smith is going to have a gold mine of knowledge on how and where to catch fish off Miami. And Abie is one of those survivors. And I would say a lot more great things about Abie, but this show's only a half hour long. What an incredible trip. We set forth to do what we want to do, and that's called springtime fishing off Miami. If you want to keep track of our fishing adventures, we welcome you to follow us on our social media. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/George.Poveromo. I'm on Instagram at George Poveromo. And you can see our shows in 4K broadcast quality on YouTube at my YouTube channel, which is George Poveromo TV. Jump aboard and ride along with us.